Hello children, and welcome back to our computer education lesson. Since we've had a break, I'd like to revise a few topics we have done previously. Do you remember the difference between man and machine? Let me see if you can guess these. Answer the following statements with the correct option, man or machine. The first one goes, does not get bored even when asked to do the same task repeatedly. That means again and again. So, which one is it that doesn't get bored even when doing the same task again and again? Do you get bored when you are asked to do something over and over again? If mama makes you write pages after pages, won't you get bored? But when a computer types pages after pages, it doesn't get bored. So, the correct answer is computer. Great going. Let's look at the next one. Here goes the next one. Does not make mistakes if instructed properly. Who do you think is this that doesn't make mistakes at all? Do you think humans can give errorless work? Yes, they can, but they can make mistakes at times. But a computer can give errorless work all the time if you give the command properly. So this one goes to the computer. Let's see the next one. Is creative, uses imagination, can invent things. Wow! Aren't those superb qualities to have? And who do you suppose has these? Is it a computer or a human? Who do you think can paint, draw, create things on their own, design things, innovate, make new things, discover things? Which one is it? Do you think a computer can do these things? No, it is man. So this one goes to man. Let's see the next ones. This one reads, has excellent memory, does not forget facts and information. Who is this that doesn't forget anything and has an excellent memory? Yes, you may have an excellent memory, but at times you can forget some simple things. Same goes for me. So, this one again goes to the computer. The next one says, has emotions and feelings. One who has emotions and feelings can express themselves. They can sympathize, empathize, feel for others. They can be kind and generous. They can be loving. They can feel sad when you are sad and happy when you are happy. So, which one is it? Yes, of course, it is man. So, this one goes to man. This next one asks, can think and apply reason. Who do you think can reason out? Can think for themselves? Can decide on their own? Which one is it, man or computer? Yes, this again goes to man. A human being can think for himself or herself, can decide, and can apply their knowledge. This doesn't happen with a computer. The next one asks, needs instructions to work. Yes, you may say that you cannot work without instruction. You also need instructions to work. But you have your individual will and you can do something on your own. It is not necessary that your mummy will always have to tell you, now eat, now play, now work. you can do that by yourself. Sometimes you wake up without being called. This doesn't happen with a computer. You have to switch on a computer and then only will it work. You have to give commands and then it will process these commands and work. So, a computer needs instructions to work. But this is not true for humans. So this one goes to the computer. I think you have understood man and machine very well and can differentiate between the two. Would you like to revise some other topics? Let us do that now then. The other important topic which we had learnt was the parts of the computer. Remember that you have drawn the 4 main parts of the computer. Which are these? The central processing unit or the brain of the computer. This is a small chip which goes into the tower, the big machine which we see and which we switch on. The monitor is our screen which gives us output. And how do we give input into the computer? Yes, the 2 other vital parts which are the keyboard and the mouse. We interact with the computer using these. So, now you know the functions of all these parts. Some of you, while writing about input and output devices, also marked the CPU. Now, the CPU is not an input or an output device. So what is it? It is a processor. And what does a processor do? When you give some input, it takes it and then gives it back to the computer. And when the computer gives some output, it processes it and gives it to us. So the processor does the work of communicating between the input and output commands and devices. Which part of your body is the processor? Yes, it is your brain. In our last class, we were talking about input and output devices. Can you sort out the following devices into the correct columns under the names input devices and output devices? Great. Let's see if you can do these. The first one is scanner. What do we do with a scanner? We put papers or documents and scan it, and then this information goes into the computer. So what kind of a device is this? Yes, it's an input device. What about a printer? What does a printer do? It takes the information from the computer and prints it on paper and gives it to us. So what kind of a device is this? Very good. It is an output device because we get something from the computer. What about a microphone or a mic? What kind of a device is that? We speak into the mic. Our voice gets transferred into the computer. So this also is an input device. Let us move to our next device then. What about the headphones? What kind of device are the headphones? What do headphones do? They help us to listen to the sounds that are given out by the computer. So what kind of device should these be? Yes, these are output devices. Now what about the speakers? Don't they work just like headphones? They help us to listen to sounds given out by the computer. So what is the difference between these? Yes, the headphone allows one person to listen to the sound because it is connected via the wire straight into your ears. while the speakers allow everybody near the computer to listen to the audio. Now, let's move to another device, the joystick. You know the joystick is a gaming device and it helps you to navigate or move the things on your screen. So, what kind of device was the joystick? Yes, it was an input device. And suppose you don't have a joystick, what do you play games with? Yes, the mouse or the keyboard. So the keyboard also is an input device. I hope you had fun sorting the input and output devices. I think you should clap for yourselves for doing such a wonderful job. Now, if you remember from our last class, I asked you whether you know about any device that acts as both input and output. Would you like to know the answer to this question? Let us find out. If you have thought about it, I'd like to share the answers with you. Here are some of the devices that act as both input and output device. A pen drive, a CD, a headphone which has an attached mic or is called a headset, a printer and scanner together in one machine. These act as both input and output device, which means you can give information to the computer and take information from the computer with the help of these devices. Did you think about something other than this? What was that? As an activity, you could try and make a model of the 4 important parts of a computer using scrap material from your home. These can be cardboard boxes, CDs, or any other waste products which you can assemble together to make the 4 major parts of the computer, that is, the monitor, the CPU, the keyboard, and the mouse. All the best. Get going. By the end of this lesson, the students will be able to recollect the previously taught lessons and answer questions based on them, differentiate between man and machine based on given parameters, identify and label the different parts of a computer, sort the different parts of the computer into input and output devices, make a model of a computer using cardboard and other materials available at home. I hope you found today's lesson useful and were able to revise the different topics we covered today. Now you can better differentiate between man and computer and can sort the different input and output devices. Well done. I hope you are looking forward to your future classes. Till then, take care and be good.